Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the fifth entry in our monthly movie mini reviews for December.
Wow.
I'm confident that we will get through the rest of them today. I am not confident that part 5 will be the last entry. It's probably going to be 6 parts.
Oh boy.
So, because I've got a few left. But before
Yeah.
we get to mine, Kelly has one more December movie to talk about with us. So, Kelly, the floor is yours.
I do. So we went on New Year's Eve.
It's December, it
not.
counts.
Maybe it wasn't New Year's Eve because Encanto was New Year's Eve. We saw maybe 2 days before that. Fine. Sing 2. So yeah, Sing 2. We went to the theater and saw it, and so that was really fun.
The Sing movie, I've not seen either Sing movie.
So
they look fine, but both of them, having watched the trailer, I feel like I've seen the entire movie.
Okay, so the first movie, yes, you can say that. The second movie, the trailer is better than the film because they show all the real. So here's the problem with Sing 2. They did the and you and I have talked about this, I think, when we talked about Spider-Man and how when you have a sequel, you're like, we need to dump every character trope possible into it because, you know, we don't know where to go. So we're just going to have someone that does this and someone that does this and someone. And there are a million different characters whose names, like when the credit comes, we're like, oh, that's a famous person. Halsey did someone. I don't remember who that person was. And then you have to think to yourself, okay, who would she have voiced, you know? And then I think, I don't know what Halsey sounds like. I just know her name. So yeah, there's a lot. So there are a lot of good parts in Sing 2, in my opinion, but nothing has room to breathe because everybody else has to have their moment as well. So the Bono character, which is the big white tiger in the so Jeremy hated that character, as did I think his sister. But anyways, I was like, I liked that character. I thought it was cute. But like, so the Scarlett Johansson porcupine goes to him to be like, yo, it's okay, it's cool, you can come out of hiding, boohoo, your wife died, type of a thing. But you know, and I know that's terrible for anyone who has lost a partner.
Oh, boo-hoo. Yeah.
I know
what you mean.
If anything happened to that man on the other side of this wall, like bad things, I would be inconsolable. But I hope I wouldn't be inconsolable for like 20 years.
Yeah.
But like I thought everyone, so Johnny, the Taron Edgerton, not Edgerton, I don't know how to say his last name, but Taron.
I know who you're talking about though. Yeah.
So Johnny the gorilla is trying to learn how to dance, and he gets a street performer who I'm thinking is Halsey, but she could be someone else. I don't know.
I've like Halsey. I don't think I've even heard the name.
He finds
I know who Doja Cat is.
So like he finds a street performer and he's like, you need to teach me to dance, because for some asinine reason, the dance captain who's trying to teach Johnny to dance for this performance is like, has a stick up his ass about like everything, and like literally tries to sabotage Johnny's performance because and like that, you have no idea. You're like, why are you trying to be? So let me backtrack. Matthew McConaughey's Koala wants to do a show in Las Vegas. And so he takes his troupe of good singers, little outcast good singers, on a bus to try to break in and get his performers in front of the wolf that is Bobby Cannavale, whose last name you and I can never pronounce.
Right.
So Bobby the wolf sees these, and then he lies and he says, but I know Bono. And so Bobby Wolf is like, oh, you know Bono, and Bono's going to be in your show? Well, great. and you have 3 weeks, put on this show. Oh, and here's my very annoying daughter who's going to star in your show. So Reese Witherspoon Pig, please stop doing your pig thing, because my daughter, who maybe that one's Halsey, so my daughter's gonna come and star in your show. 3 weeks, and there's going to be like ZFX and flying. Well, that's what ZFX is. And so like there's going to be all this thing. And so of course, immediately.
Why don't they ever put realistic time limits on these types of films?
That's the thing. So immediately you have me, who knows exactly what it takes to put together.
3 weeks? Oh, impossible. Sorry.
I'm like,
can't be done.
I'm out. I am out. Yeah. So bye.
Unless this is a show that's already ready to go.
No. And that's the thing. And that's the thing that also kills me is like, and I get it. It's like Eisen, suspension of disbelief. You gotta be, and I'm like, and I get it, but I'm also like, there's only so much that can be done. And like, and let me tell you, I have worked with some masterful carpenters. I have worked in repertory theater where you have a show in the morning and a different show at night because you have spent months creating sets that can come apart and be stored and then turn in like triptychs that can, like, I understand, like, there are some incredible people out there who can get done very quickly. Mm-hmm. Still, this is no.
Yeah, no. So 3 weeks from script, no.
So that's
3 months, maybe.
Happening. So there's a lot of other conflicty things. Well, of course, they don't know Bono, so they have to send Porcupine Johansson out there to be like, la, and he's all like, I'm angry, and then of course
they don't think he's gonna come, and so she gets on the stage by herself, and then he actually shows up and looks a picture of his wife, and then comes up. It's like, it's all in the trailer.
So everything happens, but like, and like the dance sequence that Johnny does is so cool, but why is he dancing against the dance captain who has some random vendetta against this monkey boy? And like, you know, Taryn did nothing to you. And then like
dude, you sing and play piano like Elton John. Do you really need to dance too?
And I didn't, and this is controversial, I don't think that the songs were chosen as well for this.
Now, Sing and Sing 2 are jukebox musicals, right?
They are.
Okay. I kind of hate that usually.
I kind of hate that, but the first one worked because it was a American Idol theme.
Yeah.
So obviously it's going to be jukebox because they're singing.
Yeah, it's a talent show kind of thing. Very few of them are going to be writing their own songs.
Yeah. So this one is a new musical that is being created, and yet it's a jukebox musical. So I thought that was a missed opportunity. And I really thought that the songs that they chose weren't as great. I was like, dude, you have Taryn, and I don't even remember what song they gave him, but it was not, I think it was Coldplay. By the way, I'm not a Coldplay hater, okay? But no. I think it was him who sang something about
there's overrated, and then there's Coldplay who is overhated.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there's Nickelback. No, I'm joking. I don't get
even Nickelback. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Like there are artists which I can, be slack-jawed and be like, how did you make it again? But like there are overhated.
I mean, it's rote samey garbage, but it's not offensive. You can tap your toes to it. It's fine.
Exactly. So yeah. So the kids liked it, and honestly, and they were quiet for a good. They were quiet for a good hour and a half to 2 hours, just like enwrapped in the show, and good on them. That honestly
keeps the kids quiet for 2 hours.
It was worth it.
It's a good movie.
It was a great movie. So yeah, it's not one that we'll watch again. It's not even one that they've asked for since. It has been like, oh look, Sing 2 has made it to whatever platform. I'm sure it will come up again, and it will be one of those that in the background of my daily life, listening to some songs will be fine. but
Yeah.
it's and I'm surprised I remember this much being 3 months later.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I'm confident I'll get through the rest of my movies is because I watched them all over 3 months ago and I don't remember them anymore. So it's like I saw this
Especially
movie.
if you don't like them, because you and
Yeah.
I both have that same like, oh, I hated it. But yeah.
Yeah.
So Sing 2, I can't say that I recommend it, but I can't say like if you have children who are my kids' age, or like if they're 12 and under, like it'll shut them up for an hour and a half. And you know what?
And
honestly,
what more can you ask for?
that is so check that box, go have a beer, come back, it'll be great.
All right.
And
So
take it away, Andrew, for the next hour and a half.
All right. So in part 4 of our monthly movie mini reviews for December, we ended on a French film with a title I couldn't pronounce because it's French. La Calendrier.
Oh, right. The little
the haunted advent calendar, right?
Yeah, the advent calendar. Right. I remember
So
okay.
we begin part 5 of our monthly movie mini, or well, we continue part 5 with our monthly movie mini reviews for December with another French film, possibly Belgian, with a name I can't pronounce, Le Tableau.
The Tableau. So like the picture.
Yes, exactly. Specifically like a canvas that you would paint on.
Okay.
So it's like Toy Story in the sense that there's a painted picture and all the characters in the picture have their own lives, right?
Okay.
So when the artist is not there, all the characters are running around in the world he painted on the canvas, living their lives and having adventures and stuff.
Sounds awesome. Like almost Harry Potter-esque as well.
In the living picture kind of a thing. Yeah, but you get the sense that if the artist were in the room, everything would snap back to
sure.
You know, the artist just isn't there. And the thing about this painting is it's unfinished. So the characters of the painting are really racist to each other because you have the Alduns who are, at least that's how it's translated, the Alduns who are the complete characters, and then you have the characters who are half done. They have it's not half done, but it's something like that. And then you have the sketchies, which are like the pencil outlines that he didn't finish yet, who are the lowest of the low. So you have the Alduns who live in the castle up on the hill, and then you have the lower class, not completely painted in characters, and then you have the sketchies who are the brilliant figures.
So far, I'm sold. Please continue.
Oh, it gets better. So we have Toy Story, but we also have a Romeo and Juliet thing going on because we have a Aldun who's in love with a half done. And star-crossed lovers, we don't belong in this society, how could you know, that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And this is a animated, as you might imagine, it's an animated, it's CG animated, but it works really, really well. So in addition to all this, all of the characters are experiencing an existential crisis because they want to know where the painter is, because he apparently left at some point because his painting is not done. So there's a where's God kind of a component of this.
Has washed his hands.
The creator has abandoned us. So there's that going.
This is awesome.
So so you have the girl who's the half done, the boy who's the all done, and a sketchy who team up to go on an adventure to figure out what happened to the painter. And if that wasn't
leave the painting though.
Yes, they can. And that's the cool thing, because they get out of the painting and into the artist's workshop, where they start going into other paintings and recruiting new fellowships of the ring characters kind of thing to take with them on their adventure. So they end up going into and talking to different characters in different paintings, which have different styles. There's like a battle scene with two armies that are fighting. There's a self-portrait, which they're like, but you're God, essentially, because you're a self-portrait of the painter. Is like, dude, I don't know. And then there's a, there's a naked woman with a, a sheet draped across her who's just, one of those poses like, what's her face in Titanic leaning over the couch.
Yeah, like just naked like a French woman.
Naked French lady. And she's just laid back, and she has exactly the kind of attitude you'd think a laid back naked woman would have. And I really enjoyed this movie. It's incredibly imaginative.
What platform is it
visually
on?
Really, in December it was on the Criterion Channel.
Okay, that's true. It has been 3 months.
I don't know if it's still there, but
heard of anything like this. Like, this just makes,
go ahead,
like, no, I'm just trying to think in my head, like, this, what an amazing way to like talk about every like religion and class and society, like on
it doesn't look like it's on Criterion anymore. That's a shame.
That's cool. How come we haven't, as Americans, why haven't we ripped this off and made it our own? This sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's really fun. What did I write? I wrote wonderfully imaginative, visually striking adventure about a group of characters in a painting who exit the canvas to find their painter as they feel his work is unfinished. Plot's muddled in a few places, and one allegory doesn't quite work, but I liked it a lot. I honestly don't remember what I was referring to. Yeah, I don't remember what specific allegory doesn't quite work, but mostly I thought it was I thought it sung. I really enjoyed it.
That sounds great.
So yeah, I recommend that one. It's incredibly inventive. I've never seen really any. I mean, there's some Toy Story. There's some Romeo and Juliet. There's some Star Trek V, I guess, because they're looking for God. I mean, one of the characters, spoilers, they actually, get out. One of them gets outside and finds the painter who's just outside painting a landscape and actually talks to him. And it's surreal and weird. And it's like, they actually can interact with the painter. So wait, what does it's really interesting. I really enjoyed it. So
I'll have to keep I wish that there was like I wonder if there's a way on my Roku or anything to be like, keep an eye out if this comes on any of my channels. I wish there was a service that did that. If you know of a service that does that.
I don't know. This is it.
You've told me about a lot of movies, brother, and this is the first one that I think I've been like,
oh, hey, it is actually streaming on Tubi. There are ads, but
there are ads on Hulu, and I pay for that.
Yeah.
So.
It's also streaming on Hoopla, which is the library. So you have to have a library card.
Oh.
You have to have the right library card.
Okay. Yeah.
So Hoopla doesn't have ads, but it's also really crap streaming quality.
Yeah,
Tubi's better streaming quality, but it has ads. So yeah, I if you have the chance to watch that one, I recommend it.
That's all right. Cool. Yeah.
Moving on. Run, bitch, run. Which I watched because the title is Run, Bitch, Run.
I taught one of my villagers to say move, bitch, get out the way, but
in Animal Crossing?
It's a little too long. So it's move B asterisk get out the way, but it's great. So anyways, please continue. Run, bitch, run.
You gotta, every time someone says it, you gotta take a screenshot and post it to Twitter or something. That's hilarious. So you remember Run, that movie, which is kind of a movie about I think it's a German film with the woman who
Run Lola Run?
Run Lola Run, sorry.
Yes.
Run Lola Run. Hang on.
Yes.
I gotta sneeze.
There it is. Hi, friends. So I am filling my Instacart, and my 7-year-old.
I lied, I didn't sneeze, but I did have to blow my nose. Sorry, Run Lola Run. Yeah.
Now you'll never know.
Yeah, this is nothing like that.
Okay.
This is
you remember this movie? Yeah, it's not like that at all.
Just a similar title. Run Lola Run is great. Run Bitch Run
Run,
is not.
oh,
Let me read what I wrote. I wrote, not
Okay.
sure if it's trying to send up tasteless exploitation films or trying to be one. Either way, it fails. It's boring, dialogue feels ad-libbed, and the editing is bad to the point it feels like they forgot to film a bunch of shots.
oh,
One good kill, though, and I don't remember what it was. It's your basic I spit on your grave slash Last House on the Left, where you have two girls from Bible school who are going door to door selling Bibles, and they knock on the wrong door and one of them gets killed, and then the other one gets, dragged out into the woods and sexually assaulted and left for dead, and then she dresses up like a nun and then wanders around killing the rest of them.
was it important that she was dressed like a nun?
I guess because she's like from Catholic school or something,
Or just to make people believe her, like, oh,
or
I'm
because
not
it's an
spirit of a nun.
exploitation film,
Okay.
killer nun kind of thing. They're trying to do the Miss 45 ending of Miss 45 thing, where she goes to a costume party dressed as a sexy nun so that she can murder people.
Sure.
I guess it's the weirdest thing about the movie is what I said is I'm really not sure if they're trying to parody or homage or send up the exploitation film, because there's enough things in it that feels like it's trying to subvert what that genre typically does, or if it's genuinely trying to be one and just sucks at it. I'm really not sure what they were going for here, but yeah, it's not good. There are individual moments that work, individual moments of gore. It's like, oh, that's pretty clever. Or
What
some
movie
setups.
was it? You and I mean, this is 20 some odd years ago, so
I can't remember movies I watched 3 months ago. So
exactly. Brother and I came out of a movie, and I think it was it had to be a newish, brand new movie, kind of like seeing that we were seeing, and because we came out and there was a line for the next one to go in, and you and I were talking, and we were like, God, it just wasn't gory enough. Like it just didn't have the I don't know if maybe it was one of the Saw movies or one of the Hostel movies, but we were coming out because we don't want to spoil anything for the next people going in. But we were definitely very upset about the lack of
gore.
And we were talking about the lack of gore, and yet looking like it was a gory film. But for us, for that kind of genre. But anyways, that reminded you saying that, and you're like, there's one good kill, but I don't remember it. But that's just reminding me, because sometimes you need the overkill. Sometimes those are very fun.
Yep. So no idea what the intention was with that movie, but it failed either way. So not a good movie. Banger title though. I do like the title. It's fun.
And it's because of the title that they got you hooked, like the
That's right. Sometimes you see a title and you're like, okay, I'm in. I don't even need to know what the movie's about. I like this title.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our next movie, which I watched because it's called Stay Out of the Fucking Attic. That's literally, I'm not kidding. That's the name of the movie. Stay Out of the Fucking Attic.
And it's
I'm like,
sequel,
okay.
And it's sequel. Don't run up the stairs, go out the front door.
Stay out of the basement too. So
okay, please continue.
All right, so we have a moving company,
okay,
run by a ex-con who he calls it something like second chance movers, because he hires other ex-cons, so second chance movers kind of a thing. And he has 2 employees with them, and they're going to move this this big not Gothic, that's not the right architectural description of this, but a big imposing house that you might think twice about knocking on the door in the middle of the night, right?
Like those Victorian ones with all of the gables and like the peaked roofs.
It's not Victorian either. I don't know how to describe it, but kind of the right idea. It's a big, like maybe 3-story house that's just could be, in the middle of the day, it's fine, but at night you might be, I bet freaky stuff happens in there.
Okay.
So the weird old dude who lives there is like, okay, I will pay you double if you can move everything out by midnight or something, by some arbitrary time limit that's like really close. So they're like, okay, for double, yeah, we'll step on the gas and move everything. He's like, okay, let me know if you need anything, just stay out of the fucking attic. Basically, it's like everything on floor 1 and floor 2, don't worry about the attic. They actually could have called this stay out of the fucking attic and the fucking basement, because both of them are locked and they're not supposed to go there. So as they're moving, they start figuring out that something's off about this guy, and something's off about something, but he's paying us a lot of money to let's just get this stuff out and go. So okay. I don't want to be here at night. And so
do sounds come from the attic? Like
I think so. They see strange stuff, they hear strange stuff. The guy is acting really weird. Now, if I told you that the guy was an old German dude, where do you think this is going?
Heil.
Yeah, he said he's an old Nazi who's doing Nazi experiments on people he's kidnapped. So there's a homunculus somewhere that's wandering around, and there's some woman in the attic, some young woman in the attic who's been like surgically grafted to another woman. So they end up going in the titular fucking attic and finding her, and then they try to rescue her, and then they get kidnapped, and he's doing Nazi experiments trying to, because his Nazi experiments where he's still alive. He apparently eyeball goo is the secret to eternal life. So he's
eyeball crusties.
No, like pull out the eyeball and squeeze it.
Oh,
and get eyeball goo. Apparently, yep. So someone gets their eyeball yanked out, and the movie does a nice job of making you care about your 3 main characters, and they do a nice job about humanizing people who have had questionable pasts. And one thing they do that I really like is one of the guy who owns the company, one of his employees is like, this is his first day on the job. Oh, okay. He went to jail because I think he knocked over a liquor store or something, because he's not well off. He has a new kid and needed money. Yeah. Still the wrong thing to do, but you can kind of see what he was going for. But he's out of prison now, and he's just trying to provide for his family. And then
I believe in rehabilitation.
Yep. And then they're taking a 20-minute lunch break, and he sees peeking out from the under the rolled up sleeve of the guy who owns the company a Nazi tattoo, and he's like, nope, all right, I'm out. I'm not working for a Nazi. And he's like, no, wait, this is something I got in prison, and I did it just to survive, and I'm not that anymore. I swear I'm not a Nazi, blah 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 blah. And I really admire that this guy's like, no. I mean, he eventually stays. He's like, all right, we'll finish this job, but nah. And what turns out is the guy didn't get a tattoo in prison to fit with a clique for protection and stuff. That's why he went to prison, is because he was a Nazi. And the old German dude, sees that in him and tries to work with him. But this, he's like, you're one of
we're the same.
We're the same kind of thing. And the other woman who is part of his moving crew is a black woman. So the old German guy, kidnaps her, straps her to a table, and he's like, because you're a racist bigot like me, because you're a Nazi, go ahead and pluck out her eyeball or whatever. And this guy, and this guy's not having any of it.
I love
the
it.
point where he takes a knife and cuts the damn tattoo out of his chest and throws it at him.
Oh, golly.
So this is probably a movie no one's ever going to watch, but I enjoyed it, and I really like that everyone actually survived. Even the gal who got her eyeball plucked out, because I don't remember if it's mid credits or the scene leading into the credits, but it's all three of them, her with a badass eye patch. They don't come out of it unscathed. The other guy who has a kid that he was trying to support, he gets trapped in a bathroom and gassed, and you think he's going to die, but they all actually survive, and they go on and they continue being a moving company, and they kind of set up maybe like the end of Deep Rising. Now what? Where all three of them are walking up to a new spooky house, but they've got like guns on their belt or something. It's like, okay. So
that's kind of a cute way to finish it off, though.
Yeah.
Like
I watched this on Christmas. How about that? I wrote, I love what this movie is going for, narrative and character-wise, but the execution is not quite there. Still, it's well-paced, has some lovely cinematography and fun gore gags, and it looks to be the director's first feature, so really promising start.
Nice. Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Was there anyone, I know this is the stupidest question, was there anyone in it, but was there anyone in it, or is it just...
I did not recognize any of the actors.
Cool.
I mean, like the old German guy was not Udo Kier or anything. I didn't recognize anyone in it, but all of them did fine jobs.
Cool.
I mean, there's 6 people in the movie. The 3 movers, the old German dude, the woman stitched to another woman in the attic. Maybe that's 2 people. I don't know. And the homunculus person. So.
And they make it. Did they unstitch each other?
I actually don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember. Huh. Yeah, I honestly don't remember. Okay. If she survives or not. Hope so, because very sympathetic character. Right. Pretty sure the old German dude and the homunculus both are destroyed, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, I honestly don't remember. But yeah, stay out of the fucking attic.
Yeah.
What a great title for a movie, and actually a fun movie. I enjoyed it. All right.
Okay.
So in part 1 or 2 of our monthly movie mini reviews for December, I reviewed a movie called White Snake, which was that animated feature about a woman who's also a snake demon who goes on an adventure with a guy from a town, and they fall in love and they go on adventures, and I enjoyed it, but it was like really high energy for the entire time.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, gorgeous, but also predictable, but also visually imaginative, but also just kind of exhausting because it never stops to take a breath. Sure. So I watched White Snake 2, Green Snake. It's about her sister, the Green Snake. Her sister is also a snake demon who's green, you see.
Right. Love it.
So
love that for you.
This one takes place in the far-flung post-apocalyptic future instead of the more fantasy Lord of the Rings countryside kind of era. This takes place among giant buildings and stuff. And
so does that mean that it's like that can't be a sister then?
Well, she's like an immortal demon kind of thing who lives for a very long time.
Right.
They also constantly get reincarnated.
Okay. Sorry.
She's been
some months.
Yeah, she's been looking for her sister for lifetimes. And now she's in a future, and what I wrote was, it's like a sugar-addled child excitedly spinning a yarn for you at top speed for over 2 hours without taking a breath. It's exhausting, and the narrative structure is, shall we say, shaky in places, but it's fascinatingly imaginative.
Welcome to parenthood and listening to your children.
It's just a sugar-addled child excitedly spinning a yarn for you at top speed for over 2 hours without breathing.
Yeah,
it's like, oh my god. Yeah.
Yep.
It is
I have seen this movie.
it's gorgeous. It's visually imaginative. It is a lot of fun. It's exciting. It's exhausting. And it's like junk food. I don't remember much of it. I like remember bits and pieces of it.
Well,
like
so
the action is really
so
good.
Quickly.
The action is fun. It's exciting. Yeah. There's all kinds of cool creature design, and it's just next set piece, next set piece, next set piece, next set piece. It's got the cool fox lady from the first movie. She's in there. She has a fox on the back of her head, so when she spins her head around, she has a fox face.
Oh, like the mayor.
You know, she has a nice, kind, floaty voice, and then she spins her head around and then she talks like this. You know, has that kind of thing going on.
Before Christmas mayor.
Yeah. Kind of like that. Except her head's not on a swivel, so when she turns her head around, you can see like her neck folding because her whole head is turning around. You're like, oh Jesus,
there's a lot of
hurt. So she's a bit one of those giant 9-tailed fox demon kind of things.
Yeah.
And she was wearing like a short kimono in the first movie, but now it's post-apocalyptic future, so she's wearing like jeans and a jacket. It is really not where you expected this. I mean, maybe the legends that this is based on is in China, which I'm not familiar with. I know China is a place and it exists, but as far as their legends and stuff go, vaguely at best familiar with them. Yeah, so maybe this is a big part of that story where it goes into the future and there are Mad Max cars and stuff. But I really enjoyed it. I wouldn't call it terribly narratively strong. It's almost dream logic in its structure, just barreling forward at a breakneck pace, but it's never boring. You may be like, wait, who, what, where, why? I don't care. This is pretty, and it's on Netflix. So the first one I think was on Hoopla, which I think is why I drove to Chula Vista to get a library card so I could get on Hoopla so I could actually watch this movie. Because I saw the trailers for it when it came out in China 2 years ago. And I was like, that looks great. I want to see this. And then a trailer for the sequel came out. When it got a sequel, I need to see the first one. So
there you go. Yeah.
But I try not to watch movies on Hoopla because the quality is garbage.
Does it just buffer a lot?
No. It's just like 480p. It's just like really low resolution, which if you're watching like old movies or something, fine. Huh. But if you're watching a new pristine CG animated film, it looks really junky. So White Snake 2, Green Snake. I don't know what the literal translation of the original Chinese title would be, but I have to imagine it's probably not White Snake 2, Green Snake, but who knows? I can't read Chinese, so I don't know what the original title was. And even if I did, I probably wouldn't understand it. So, all right. I need to blow my nose again. I'm sorry.
Well, I'll finish my story. Okay, so I was shopping on Instacart because Miles, who just turned 7 a couple weeks ago, loves Pop-Tarts, and he likes the strawberry ones. No, I lied to you already. He likes the cherry ones. And as I was shopping for him, they now have a Boston cream pie flavored Pop-Tart, which I kind of want to gag at. I like the donuts, but like some things are sacred. Like a popcorn jelly bean is the most disgusting thing ever. Popcorn good should never be in a jelly bean.
Popcorn good, jelly bean good. Popcorn jelly bean, I'm not convinced.
Is one of the grossest things I've ever put in my mouth. I've been talking to your subscribers while you've gone and blown your nose.
Nice, thanks. And I apologize for running off to blow my nose, but it's either that or I plug it with my fingers on camera, and no one needs to see that.
The bird farm snort. That's
the bird farm snort. Yeah, right onto my floor. All right. My
All
hair's
right,
doing
please continue.
weird.
Very.
All right, next, the case of Hanna and Alice, which is, get this, a rotoscoped CG movie. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do a CG movie that's rotoscoped before.
Huh. I don't.
It's certainly an
I can't
interesting
even-
look.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was like, I don't even think I know what. that
Rotoscope
was.
is when
Hold on,
you.
Where's my, there's that. Okay, what's it called? I want to see a still.
The case of Hanna and Alice.
The case of.
At least that's the English title. I don't know what the Japanese title is.
Ooh, Hanna.
Hana.
I want images.
So what I wrote about it is neighbors play hooky to investigate the disappearance and possible death of a classmate, but they suck at sleuthing and one of them may be the murderer. It's a bit dull, but it's also pretty cute and genuinely funny in places.
Oh. Okay. It's just a lot of like the cover of it.
Yeah, it's.
They're friends and they do ballet.
I don't remember. I remember there's a bit where they sleep under a truck, under like a 18-wheeler commercial truck that's parked for the night because they're staking out a building and they get cold, so they hide under an idling truck and one of them almost gets run over. And then the other one thinks. Then the other one thinks she's still under there, is being dragged, so she's like chasing it down the street. Yeah, I remember it being cute and charming and funny, but did I say it was dull? Yeah, I called it a bit dull. It's okay. The premise sounds a little bit better than it really is.
Is it off-putting to watch? Because I don't watch a lot of rotoscope movies anyways, because I guess maybe I have seen some of them. I remember the Animatrix I liked, and I know they did some rotoscope in the Animatrix, but I've never seen, what is that, Waking Life or.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think in the Animatrix they probably did motion capture rather than actual rotoscope, but.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, so this looks like they filmed actors and then animated CG models over the footage. It's really weird looking. I don't have much to say about it because I can't remember it terribly well, but there's a girl and her neighbor's a recluse, and then they're trying to figure out what happened to a classmate, and so she says, okay, and they're high school kids, so they're stupid, and they're like, okay, so we've got to tail this one guy, and she's really bad at it, and she like meets him in a restaurant and then pretends that she's a runaway kid, and
he's like, you've been following me for days.
And she's like, I ran away. He's like, oh, okay, well, here's some money. And she's like, oh, shit. And he's like, tell you what, hop in the cab and I'll drive you to the place. And she's like, oh, shit. And the other one's like, where are you? I'm in the cab with him. And so, what? He might be a murderer. And it goes all over the place. It's actually really funny, just because these two are very bad at sleuthing. So it's an interesting movie. It can be kind of cute, and there's some funny bits, but yeah, overall, I don't think it terribly worked. I believe it's like I think there was originally a live action movie, which this is either a sequel to or a prequel of. I think the live action came out first, and then this is an animated prequel. And the actors who played Hanna and Alice are actually doing the voices. I've never seen it though, and I didn't see it streaming anywhere, so at least know where I could watch it. But I'd actually kind of be interested to see what they do with the live action, just out of curiosity. But it's an interesting movie to check out. So, all right. Oh, we're doing good on time here.
We're doing great.
All right.